Have you been hearing people say, boy, I didn't see that coming? That's the calling card to know when the God of lightning has struck in your life or in our world. So this week, which is June 4th through 10th, 2018, a heavy fog's going to roll in, especially around Wednesday, and it's going to be adding confusion to an already potent crisis point, the third quarter moon. Know, though, that you are possibly sleepwalking through Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and maybe longer parts of your life. And these are going to be uncharted waters because they will be in the deep empathic oceans of Pisces. Hi, I'm Judith Royal, archetypal astrologer, and this is your Astrology weather forecast for the week of June 4th through the 10th, 2018. There are three major things I'm going to talk about today. First of all is the crisis that's going to present to you from the outer world around the quarter moon in Pisces this Wednesday. And second, Sunday, June 10th, is going to begin a 3-day balsamic moon phase, which is the time of prophecy. And third, did you remember to put that star by June 5th? Because this is it. It's coming this Tuesday. And you're going to feel like you could maybe get out there and buy some love potion number 9 to seduce the person you are interested in. But it's really not going to work, and I'll tell you why. So the archetype that I thought about for this week, because often the archetypes that are in our mythology and that the planets are named for will turn up in our Hollywood headlines, our Hollywood movies. So as I was writing for this week, I thought about Being There, that old movie from 1979 with Peter Sellers, and he played the role of Chauncey the gardener. And I think that's a great role for us to imitate this week because we are cut off from some of the logical and relying on just what we see and hear this week, because we're going to be in that heavy oceanic fog that Pisces often brings to us. At least in the middle of the week we will be. And so what happens with Chauncey Gardner? He relies on the only thing he knows, which is the beautiful rhythmic seasons of Mother Nature. And in sort of a reverse biomimicry maybe, we are doing the same thing in a way, because we are looking at those 4 phases of the moon, so reliable, always coming in exactly the same order. So the third quarter moon is a crisis point between the full moon that we had last week in Sagittarius and the next new moon that's coming. And it is a 90 degree square, so that means that it's like chalk on a blackboard in a way for our inner world. Now, on this square, what you are called to do is to make sure that you are still in your goals and in your interactions in the world, that you are still authentically who you are, and you are holding on to your true purpose in what you are doing. And that means that all of the feedback you've been getting, or just information that you've been assimilating from the outer world and other people, you now have to step back and think, what is still true for me? So watch for something to appear, an event, an actual event on Wednesday, that is going to give you the clue for that. Really pay attention to that. Now, who's going to have their lunar birthday this week? That's coming up next. Are you having your lunar birthday this week? So this week we have actually 4 astrological signs and 4 different elements, so everybody is going to get a chance. We're going to start off Monday. We also had it Sunday with the Aquarius moon in air sign. So that's those of you who are Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. Then we move into the Pisces moon on Tuesday, heading towards that 3rd quarter moon on Wednesday. So that's a water sign, and especially for you Pisces, but also for Scorpio and for Cancer. Then we also have the Aries fire coming in for Thursday and Friday. So it's going to feel like suddenly everything speeded up, which in fact it will. And so that's for you fire signs, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Now, we're going to have on June 5th, I remember you starred your calendar for that, really 2 major things. The first one is, last week we started with Messenger Mercury in his home sign of Gemini, and I told you it's going to be chatty, chatty, chatty. So your inbox and phone were ringing, and your inbox was full. And this week on Tuesday, that is really going to come to a peak. But we're really going to have it all the way until June the 12th. So that gives us a solar-powered mind. We have lots to say, but it's also, this week is a perfect week to participate in a think tank, because it is think, 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 but very full of reason and also full of logic. So it'll do you some good. The second thing we have on Tuesday is that Venus opposing Pluto. So this is the goddess of love in sort of a showdown with the Lord of the underworld. This brings very, very intense emotions into your relationships, some that might be overwhelming and overpowering. So not to rely on the magic of Love Potions number 9, but that's really got nothing to do with falling in love. But falling in love has everything to do with miracles. So you can definitely expect those. And as we go into Wednesday's moon, quarter moon, I also want you to be curious. Instead of what's going to work now in the fog of all this is that instead of proclaiming something, announcing that you know such and such and such and such, which of course we almost never do, but especially this week, just be curious about the information, about what people say to you. Is say, I'm wondering how you came up with that. And then hold your conclusions until next week when we start the new moon. And role-playing Chauncey Gardner is pretending that you don't have all the answers. And I think that's what is wonderful about a beginner's mind, and it will be very easy to do this week. On the road ahead, we have a very important and sometimes it is rare event, which is that Mars, the warrior planet, who is now in Aquarius, he went into Aquarius on that auspicious day of May 15th, along with Uranus going into Taurus. And the interesting thing is, Mars is going to go retrograde while he's still in Aquarius. So he's going to be there off and on through November of 2018. And what does retrograde Mars really ask us to do? It says that we are going to have the courage to be incredibly assertive, as well as take affirmative action on things that are of humanitarian concern. Things maybe like migrants and immigration, etc., are going to be forefront in our world and stirred up in ourselves. And what is it asking us to do? It's asking us to rethink those things. Because what we want to know is that the truth is the underpinnings. It's the belief that underlies what we think we think. So once again, we're going to be challenged by Mars retrograde to go inside and redo, just like Command Z, I love that, undo the errors in our thinking. Really don't assume, and use that beautiful inner vision that we have so much of this week to trust the quiet voice that's going to always give you the correct direction. And next time, I'm also going to talk to you about the Gemini twins, because we're heading for a new moon in Gemini on June 13th. Talk about talking and think about thinking. And on the eve of that new moon, the 12th, we have Mercury, Moon, and Sun all in the sign of Gemini. Put a star by June 12th. And June 26th also, when Mars goes retrograde. In fact, we're heading into a period where we're going to have the major planets all in retrograde motion. So we get to redo and rethink a whole lot of things. So just to leave you with that thought from Chauncey Gardner, right? That everything is created in mind. It's all what you believe. I mean, why did he get to walk on water there at the end? Maybe because nobody told him he couldn't. He never learned that that would be a miracle. He just thought that's what you do. So in your mind, you know, that belief is what you see in your reality. So your reality is what you think. So thank you for listening, and I'll see you next time. You can always get in touch with me at my website, judithroyal.com. And I love to hear from you, and thank you for all of you who are leaving me comments. How about leaving me a comment about what would you like to Command Z in your life, to redo, right? To undo. It would be wonderful, huh? All right, see you next week. Bye for now.